My solo performance, which I entitled Get Another Coffee, was not actually my original idea during the beginning of this project. I had had a few false starts, but always kept the same underlying theme, which was attempting to express my mental health to an audience. The reason for this is because in recent years I have actually struggled with depression and anxiety disorders myself, and I wanted to be able to show an audience what it looked like in a raw form, and not just this usual romanticized form that you see in movies and such. After I realised that my initial performance idea was not something that I wanted to create anymore, I actually went back into my notes and I found a page at the beginning of my notebook that I had written while under the influence of alcohol. It's actually quite a personal and revealing entry in my notebook. I was going through a very difficult time and I didn't think that I had enough support when in reality I did, and it was only after this realisation did I create my new piece. Shortly after this, I was actually diagnosed with borderline personality disorder, which explained a lot, but it also influenced my piece greatly, as it put me in a state that could have been seen as self-destructive, but because of that, I was able to create a performance that was raw and revealing and very personal, which is something that I wanted to actually create in the first place. What I sort of based my actual performance around was the idea of spoken word poetry. I had recently been to see the Axis Poetry Slam, which was amazing, and I found that it was a form of delivery that I took interest in, and it was hard-hitting and effective, which was an aspect that I wanted to experiment and work with in my own piece. I wanted it to be direct and to be able to express my mental health blatantly. This direct form of delivery was what I wanted to base my performance around. And so because of this, I researched deeper into spoken poetry and I found an author called Sabrina Benaim, who had written a poem called Explaining My Depression to My Mother.
Of a bear. The next, it's the bear. On those days, I play dead until the bear leaves me alone. I call the bad days the dark days. Mom says try lighting candles. When I see a candle, I see the flesh of a church.
I was quite captivated by her form of expression, and that was what I wanted to be able to duplicate in my own performance. And so I created a few different scripts in order to experiment with this form of delivery, and because of that I came to my final script, which is the script that I used in my performance. What emerged from this style of delivery that I had duplicated was the illusion that I was conversing with someone else, or even multiple people. So I used this to my advantage, and I made it so that, dependent on the audience member, the interpretation that they had, I could be talking to either one, two, or even more individuals than that. It was all dependent on the individual audience member. I feel like this made my piece stand out a lot more as well, as it made people think, at the same time of being shocked by the things I was saying. I had purposely made my performance very personal to myself, and also to my peers who were watching.
You're lying. No one likes a liar. You know that's really bad. Just fuck up! You're not helping anything!
Depending on how well they knew me, their emotions that would have been invoked by my performance would all be different, and because of this, I think that it made my performance ever so more immersive to them. How I was actually able to do this was by using my hair colour that everybody loved and made sure that they told me during the first few weeks of university, as well as my name, which is actually my middle name. It was these factors that induced a feeling of guilt within my peers, which was one of the main reasons I actually had people coming up to me after the performance crying. Some people would think that such a performance would be hated by the creator, but it was personal to me and I'm actually quite proud of it.